Welcome to Authentic Sales Conversations, how to warm up prospects. I am Nikki Rausch, and we are going to jump right in, and we're going to start on page 4 of the workbook. Hopefully you have it printed out in front of you so you can be taking notes as you're going through this training. We're going to start with legitimate reason. And the most important thing when you are reaching out to a prospect is that you have a legitimate reason for calling them. That's the first fill in the blank there. And the reason should always be about the person that you are, the reason should be for the person that is receiving the call, not about you. And that is a way that you are going to frame your message. So it can't be a bunch of I statements, can't be a bunch of me statements. It needs to be more for the reader or for the person that you're actually getting on the phone and talking about how it's going to benefit them in some way. So now I would like you to take a few minutes and think about what are some of the legitimate reasons that you might reach out to somebody. And there's a place on the workbook for you to fill in like 5. This might be something that you do with some of your colleagues or some people that are going through this training with you. And reach out and ask, what do you think are some legitimate reasons for making connections with people? And that might spur some ideas for you. So I'm just going to drop 2 here, 2 potential reasons that you might reach out to somebody. And then you're on your own. So this is for you to do on your own. I always say implementers get results. So the more that you're willing to implement this training, the more you're going to see results in your business. So one reason that you might reach out to somebody is because they've made a request. Maybe they submitted a form on your website, so they've made some kind of a request for you. That is definitely a legitimate reason to reach out to somebody. Another one might be that they were referred to you. Somebody had referred that you contact them. That's another legitimate reason for reaching out for somebody. Okay, so next fill in the blank here. When you do these reach outs, I love to start with a question, and this is a key question. It's a little different than maybe you've heard other people phrase it, and I'll explain why. But you're going to introduce yourself at the start of the conversation. You're going to state your legitimate reason for calling or reaching out to them, and then you're going to ask this question. Did I catch you at a bad time? Did I catch you at a bad time? And the purpose of this question is to slow the other person down. Most of us are running so fast, we're going from one thing to the next. And when somebody reaches out to us, oftentimes they say, did I catch you at a good time? Now, when you ask a question that everybody else asks or that somebody gets asked often, most of us have kind of canned answers to those questions. So we might say something really quickly without even consciously registering why we said what we said. We want your client or your prospect to slow down enough to give you a truthful answer. Because the fact of the matter is, if you did catch them at a bad time, you don't want to just keep talking. It's a terrible time to try to earn somebody's business if they're right in the middle of something, or if something is falling apart, or if they're driving and they really can't talk right now, right? Like people answer their phones even when they shouldn't. So be willing to check in with them and say, did I catch you at a bad time? And I know this is a little different than how you've probably used to saying it, so it might be something that you have to work into your language. I have been teaching this technique for many years, and my clients oftentimes when they reach out to me, when we don't have a scheduled time, they will say this, and every single time they say it to me, it slows me down to go like, oh, did they catch me at a bad time? And I give them a real answer. So even though I teach it, it still works on me. When somebody asks me this question, I will give them a truthful answer about whether or not I can actually chat with them in that moment. So give it a try. And I actually have like the way that I would frame this language here for you so that you've got kind of a template to get started to writing your own scripts. So I might say, hi, Lisa, this is Nikki Rausch from Sales Maven. Did I catch you at a bad time? And then I wait for them to answer. I don't just keep talking. Sometimes people say, did I catch you at a bad time? And the reason for calling is blah, blah, blah. No, if you ask somebody a question, you then zip it and you wait for them to respond before you keep going. So if in this case, Lisa says, no, you caught me at a good time, or how can I help you? Then I've got permission to keep going. And now I state my reason for reaching out. I say, Julie Smith suggested I reach out because she thought you might be looking for some sales training to work with your new team members. Is this something you might have a few minutes to discuss? And again, I just asked a question. So now I zip it and I wait for them to answer the question before I keep talking. So remember, in conversation, it's about talking with people, not talking at. That means when you ask a question, wait for somebody to respond. Okay, your turn. Go and create your own little script for yourself so you have it at the ready so that you can start making these reach outs and warming up prospects. Good luck.